wanted to talk about Bobby Shmurda crowns Joyner Lucas the Master P of our generation for his indie rap success. Let's see. The shit I hate about the industry is they don't talk about Joyner Lucas. Why the fuck niggas don't talk about him? He could sit in his house and is actually making $250,000 a month off the shit that he's putting out that y'all are supporting. He's an independent artist that niggas don't talk about, and I like that shit. I'm only going to talk about the nigga really because he put a light. He like a Master P in our generation, the nigga who's up off only giving out 20% of his music off distribution that made over $20 million that nobody talks about while all these capping rappers out here. All right, I'm done reading this. What do you think about today's definition of independent?
I think it does get cloudy sometimes, but this to me sounds like somebody who was on a major and is just starting to understand how independence works. Because I know not a million, but I know a lot of Joyner Lucases that are in these indie systems, that are in the Empire system. Like, you know, shout out to Ghazi. He allowed for these guys to see this amount of money. It's not just...
We love you, Ghazi.
Yeah, it's not just Joyner doing that. I mean, that's not rare to me, what I'm reading. But it literally sounds like somebody who went into that major system, got all that money, and they was like, you can't do this, you can't... And now he's just realizing, like, oh, wow, you can do this. But I think that is a slight to Master P, because... Master P wasn't about one record or one artist.
Bobby Shmurda's young.
What made him was the fact that he employed and made a bunch of records go for a bunch of years. You know what I'm saying?
And got a deal that nobody will get again.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
I think one of what he was saying, though, is that we don't hear about it as much as we should. You get what I'm saying?
We don't hear about a lot of
because the labels don't want. You're saying it's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
He's saying we don't hear about it as much as we should because they don't want to highlight the fact that these boys are over here making this much money and don't necessarily have to sell their souls to do something.
Why would they want to highlight it?
Why would they?
But other artists should highlight it.
I was gonna say, the labels is controlling all the shit you see. They're controlling the playlisting. They're controlling who gets the interviews.
That was a part.
So they hate Russ, yo.
Yeah. But that was a part of his argument. His argument was nobody is knowing it, nobody's seeing it, nobody's congratulating this guy that's sitting in his house making a shit ton of money because they would rather push the rappers that's capping about how much money they really got.
Well, I'm in bed with these rappers.
Yeah, that's what they benefit from.
These rappers work for me.
Sure, that makes sense.
Why would I talk about him?
That definitely makes sense. But why would the others not congratulate him? Because if we out here trying to do the black empowerment movement and get away from the labels, more shit like this needs to be highlighted. Is what I took because I heard the interview.
But think about it. Where are they going to highlight it at? Bobby Shmurda's an independent artist. So yeah, he's saying this now.
Gotcha.
These niggas are signed. They not going to.
They might not even know.
No, they know. They know.
The signed artists know?
Yeah, they know. It's a perception business, though. Like, I literally have had a conversation with a high exec, and I'm like, yo, because I've gone back to that well every time, because I think that there's no one way, like I always say. And sometimes I was maybe got a little lazy or got a little tired, and it's like, man, I would like a budget, like I would like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, and I always come back to just do it, PJ, because you get that and then you frustrated in that system. And but I literally asked one of the guys when I was gonna sign, like, all right, you know how much, it don't take me much to make a record. I'm doing it myself. If I'm like in the black and successful, but not your biggest, is that a good? And he's like, well, no, we're in the business of hits and superstars.
Right.
So I'm like, so you rather lose money than, you know what I mean? Because usually one artist is keeping the building alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the others can lose and lose and lose because one is taking care of it. So that told me that I may be in a whole different business altogether.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
are.
I don't even know that model is even what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create for a certain price, sell things, and be successful and okay and sell out tours. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's a whole different business. So they wouldn't want to shine it on that because if they told the truth, it would be like way more else.
Detriment.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Do you do a lot of physicals? Like CDs, tapes, vinyl?
We do a lot of vinyl now.
Yeah.
I had stopped CDs, but some people kept asking, so I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah.
So we just bring them on tour, but vinyls have gone crazy the last 4 years probably. We do really well on vinyls. And I got a lot of albums, so we do the 5 for,
okay. Package deal.
like the package
that's
joints,
nice.
and those go crazy. So, yeah.
And if he knew all the information about how great Independence was, maybe Bobby Shmurda never jumps on top of the table to audition for Epic.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But again, that just comes from the ignorance. And when I say ignorance, I
Not
don't
in
mean
a
he's
bad way,
ignorant.
yeah.
I mean lack of knowledge.
Yeah. Huh?
But now you starting to get new information.
But that's why they don't want that new information. They wouldn't put a shine a light on it. You know. Yeah.
They control all this shit. Like,
Are you going to jump into this? Might be my final question. Are you going to jump into at any point the toxic R&B wave that's happening out there?
No, it wouldn't be authentic. You know.
My church was scamming. Like, how you gonna do this?
No, it wouldn't be. I'm kind of in the business of trying to be authentic. You know what I mean? So they would spot that from a mile away.
Okay.
Like, all right, PJ, you reach it. Like, relax. You know, I let the toxic guys do that.
Got it.
I'm gonna handle the love and the light. You know what I mean? And it's not everything's not great because I mean on this album that was. Looks how she look. Now we were really going through things. Please Don't Walk Away was real. Like
Stop. Shut up.
okay, okay.
you don't see her face?
Look at her face.
You see her face?
Yo, stop it,
She was
yo.
on-
That face is no, that was real.
She was almost gone.
You don't even know what toxic is,
She might
yo.
have been walking. She might have been walking away, and he was like, "Don't run, though."
Thank God for
Come
my
back.
manager. He helped me a bunch of times, but
Yeah,
that was
push your
real. So
strings.
like, I'm not saying perfection in these records, but like honesty, and it's like, and like,
Was there dishonesty when she was about to walk away?
what you mean? What you trying to get
Yo,
right
don't
now?
answer that.
Yeah.
Don't answer
Don't
that.
answer.
Don't
She's
answer
right there.
that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
No, we always honest.
Audible out of that one.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
no, dead ass.
no, just like you. Always.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, I think that sums up our interview.
Yeah, that about.
Joe Budden. Enough, Daddy.